Now, before I start the video, I have one simple question. Which phone do you think is better, the Galaxy S23 Ultra or the Pixel 8 Pro? Now, the Galaxy S23 Ultra and Pixel 8 Pro are two phones that have a lot in common, while also still having many differences that make each of them stand out. They both have really smooth software with Android 14, they both have top-tier displays that are smooth and filled with vibrance, both have really good batteries that can last you all day with heavy use, and both give you an amazing experience when it comes to overall performance. And even looking at them from an individual standpoint, there are some things that each phone was better at. The Pixel 8 Pro has a smoother feel, has arguably the best camera in the game, and is priced a little bit cheaper than most flagships. And the S23 Ultra had many valuable advantages as well. It has more features all across the board, it has the signature S Pen, and it has the best display that I've seen on any other phone. So even though both of these phones have many things that were very good, they both had their downsides when it came to many different things, and we will be taking a look at what each has to offer, so it can help your decision on which one is actually worth it. So I will be comparing the Galaxy S23 Ultra and Pixel 8 Pro based on 5 different categories, starting with display, battery, software, speakers, and last but not least, cameras. Now, looking at display, the Galaxy S23 Ultra has a 6.8-inch dynamic AMOLED display, and the Pixel 8 Pro has a 6.7-inch actual display. And I must say that both are very impressive, with a combination of brightness, resolution, color, and sharpness makes each of them stand out as top-tier displays. Whenever I was scrolling through the S23 Ultra and 8 Pro, it looked very nice, everything looked good, the responsiveness was very precise, and I had no complaints about the overall feel of both phones. But I will say that in terms of sharpness and speed, the Galaxy S23 Ultra wins due to the Pixel having slower animations. Now, the S23 Ultra and 8 Pro have a 120Hz refresh rate. Scrolling through the OS and many different apps felt very smooth, and when comparing each phone's refresh rate, I will say that it's personal preference. If you want a slightly smoother, easygoing feel, the 8 Pro wins, but if you want that very quick and snappy smooth feel, then the S23 Ultra wins. Both phones' bezels are extremely small. Right here, you can see that they're wrapped nicely around the screen and are very clean. The S23 Ultra's bezels are definitely more slim, and this is mainly because it does have a curved screen, and the S23 Ultra still has a much more refined look, so you'll get much more screen real estate. And now when it comes to brightness, the Pixel 8 Pro is at 2400 nits, which is a little bit better than the S23 Ultra. Another thing that I realized is that the 8 Pro's whites were more rich as well, and the colors were pretty on par. And when it comes to the fingerprint sensor, the 8 Pro and S23 Ultra were very identical. They both were pretty fast and precise, so when it comes to this category, you really can't go wrong with either. And now the resolution and viewing experience of the S23 Ultra and 8 Pro's display is an amazing benefit when it comes to consuming media and playing games. Gaming was something that I did a ton of when using both phones, and I would say that when it comes to look and graphics, the Galaxy S23 Ultra runs much smoother. The S23 Ultra handled the games with less lag, and my 8 Pro would feel very choppy, which made me want to use my 15 Pro Max and my S23 Ultra more. And I was also able to see everything very clearly when watching videos. I preferred the S23 Ultra since it had a bigger screen and boxier frame, but that's just my personal preference. Now when it came to battery, the Pixel 8 Pro does have a better battery on the spec sheet, but the Galaxy S23 Ultra gave me a little bit better results. But besides the comparison, both phones were still able to give me all-day battery life, but again, the S23 Ultra was definitely better. And mind you, I'm the type of person that is usually on my phone all day doing things like writing scripts, planning B-roll, shooting videos, scrolling through social media, watching YouTube videos, and many other things that result in high usage. And I'm usually getting over 8 hours of screen time a day on my S23 Ultra and about 6 to 7 hours on my 8 Pro, and I only charge both phones when I go to sleep. I don't cut any corners, I always have 5G on, no auto brightness, I maxed out the resolution, and I never use power saving mode, so I was extremely impressed with both. And even when I was gaming, the battery would hurt the 8 Pro a little bit more, and that's something that I admire about the Galaxy S23 Ultra, because no matter what I do on it, I was still always able to get all day battery life. And if I could give you guys a quick estimate, I would say that my battery on the Galaxy S23 Ultra is about 10 to 20% more when compared to the 8 Pro's battery. So if you want a battery that will last you all day and is less prone to overheat, then the S23 Ultra is the winner. And now the last thing that I wanted to touch on when it came to the battery was the charging. I used a 45 watt fast charger for my S23 Ultra, and I use a 30 watt charger for my 8 Pro. And of course the Galaxy S23 Ultra charges faster. So if you're someone who does like to charge your phone during the day, then the S23 Ultra does win in this category. And now looking at software, both the Galaxy S23 Ultra and Pixel 8 Pro support Android 14. The S23 Ultra is also supported by One UI 5.1, while the 8 Pro is on stock Android. And so far in terms of smoothness and features, the S23 Ultra is winning in this category. But I will admit that when it comes to software, it's genuinely personal preference. The Pixel has a buttery smooth feel with a nice simplistic style and amazing AI, and the Galaxy S23 Ultra has more features, more customization, and a more advanced feel. Some people love simplicity, some people love more freedom and features, and I personally love both, but if I could choose, the S23 Ultra. But again, going into personal preference and why I do like both, the always on display on the S23 Ultra was much more customizable than on my 8 Pro. I like using social media and voice assistant on my Pixel much more, and I love the different built-in apps that each phone had to offer. And in terms of software sleekness, the Galaxy S23 Ultra is the clear winner. Samsung phones are typically very sharp, and when it comes to optimizing software, Pixel phones are very sharp as well, but you can really feel that Samsung honed their craft when it comes to performance on a flagship phone. And I also decided to test out some games on my Galaxy S23 Ultra and Pixel 8 Pro. I play Asphalt 9, which is a game that can really test out the chip, and as you can see, both held up very well, and I didn't get any lags while playing. And now the final thing that I wanted to note was that the Galaxy S23 Ultra will be getting 4 years worth of software upgrades, while the Pixel 8 Pro gives you 7 years, so when it comes to longevity, the 8 Pro is much better. Now, both the Galaxy S23 Ultra and 8 Pro has some really loud speakers that were very loud whenever I use them. I will usually use them in the house whenever watching videos on social media or YouTube. The S23 Ultra speakers were overall better, they had more bass, the sound quality is better, and they're a little louder, so when it comes to comparing both speakers, the Galaxy S23 Ultra is the winner. And right here, I'm going to give you guys an idea of how each speaker sounds. Now, the Galaxy S23 Ultra has a 200 megapixel main camera, along with a 10 megapixel telephoto and periscope telephoto, and a 12 megapixel ultra wide. And the Pixel 8 Pro has a 50 megapixel main camera, along with a 48 megapixel telephoto and ultra wide camera. And for this category, I want to let you guys judge since camera quality varies from person to person. Now, looking at the outside photos, the selfies on both phones were really good, but in my personal opinion, I like my selfies on the 8 Pro. Also, the sharpness on my face could be too much sometimes on my Galaxy S23 Ultra when compared to my 8 Pro, where the sharpening isn't overtaking the photo. I also took some photos of random street objects, the sky, and different aspects of nature, and I can honestly say that both phones held up very well in these environments, and I'm really impressed since the sharpness did a lot better with both main cameras. And now taking a look at inside photos, both phones were able to capture everything very nice, and I found both phones to produce high quality pictures, along with really nice editing software. And now when it came to shooting video, both were really great, but I will say that based on my use with each, I think that the Galaxy S23 Ultra is slightly better. You have many different modes and frame rates to choose from. The video stabilization was really good, and even if I were to pick a winner, I would say that both are extremely close, and I'm very satisfied with the outcome. So here's the final question. Which phone is better, the Galaxy S23 Ultra or the Pixel 8 Pro? Well, from an unbiased standpoint, I would say that the Galaxy S23 Ultra is not only better than the Pixel 8 Pro, but it's also better than every other phone in the US market as well. And I feel this way because it basically has everything that you want in a great phone. Great display, great software, great ecosystem, great battery, and I haven't had this much satisfaction with a phone in a long time. And if I'm being honest, I don't really see any other flagship competing. But there it is, you guys. My comparison between the Galaxy S23 Ultra and Pixel 8 Pro. Now comment down below, which phone do you think is the best choice for you and why? And again, I want to thank you guys for watching today's video, and I'm going to see you guys on the next one. Peace.